Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. This is a film review of Attack of the Meth Gator. I also apologise in advance if you hear a cat meowing. He's getting very vocal the past couple of days and he's driving me nuts. It's a horror, not the cat but the film. It came out in 2023, although Amazon says 2024. It's a 15, an hour and 29 minutes. Amazon is 3.2 out of 5, IMDb is 3.3 out of 10. The synopsis are the same, so I'll just read the IMDb one. When an alligator eats a load of drugs, all hell breaks loose in Florida. So the director is Christopher Ray, who directed Assault on Hill 400. Producers were the 6 of them, but the main one is David Michael Latt, who did the series Black Summer. Music was by Christopher Cano, C-A-N-O, who did the music for Zombie Tidal Wave. Mikkel Shane Prather, P-R-A-T-H-E-R, who did The Secrets on Sorority Row, and Chris Ridenauer, who did Surrounded. The cast, well, we have Ray Acevedo, I don't know how you say that, A-C-E-V-E-D-O, who was Bithlo, who's in American Sicaro, he's on the left. Leron Marzette, M-A-R-Z-E-T-T, who was Dante Williams, who was in Birdie, he's the second on the left. Vanessa Tamayo, who is Anna, she was in the series Spilled Paint, she's second right. And Bruce Peoples, who is Sheriff Williams, who was in Room 1A Sizzle Reel, he's on the right. Wade Hunt Williams, who is Grady, who was in No Vacancy. And Patrick Labyorteaux, L-A-B-Y-O-R-T-E-A-U-X, who was Mayor Jansen, who was in Heathers. Fantastic film with Christian Slater. Highly recommend that one if you want to watch something good. I think there's a remake, so don't bother with that rubbish. It was filmed in Groveland, USA, in Florida, USA, and the original title was Meth Gator, and Poland is Crocodile. Crocodile. That's quite a good name there. So it is an asylum film. I've been doing a lot more asylum films lately, so you'll see a lot more. I'm trying to plow through them all. Now it starts with a gator swimming through swamp type water, now a POV view, so it's kind of like, you know, the camera going through the water. We have our 2 meth creators, or whatever you call them, running. Sheriff's after this guy called Shane. He's in this water and he's dropped this bag. He's got loads of this, but he's drops one little baggie of this drugs. The gator just kind of swims by, and then takes the meths, and then the eyes turn red. This is whilst he's in the water. Bear in mind that the bag that he dropped is literally near the bank. So I was like, oh, where's the? I mean, the guy stood there. He drops the baggie. The crocodile swims by, or alligator, takes the meths. Obviously it must swim away because, you know, we see his eye. But he didn't go for the guy. But then he did. He ended up killing the guy. Well, we heard this yell, and we sort of flicked back to the sheriff, who looks very calm. He's like, oh, okay. And then we looked at blood on the wall. It's like, I'll be kind of crapping myself if an alligator jumped up and took somebody in front of me. I think I would, but that's just me. It's good music at the start. It's kind of nice and rocky, maybe a bit country, I'm not exactly sure. So we have some hunters looking for it about 10 minutes in, so it started straight away. It's not like waited 4 hours or anything like that. Drones kind of takes the skill out of hunting, even though I'm not a fan of hunting in the first place. They're using drones to find the crocodile or the alligator. It's like, yeah, you're not really hunters though, are you? So Anna quit the force, the police force, to work with the Grady, who's her dad, a bar owner. Now Dante, because they didn't get on well, so she was like, oh, okay, because he's DEA, and then apparently the reason why she doesn't like him. At the time, that obviously changes through the film, even though it's still DAA, was because they arrested her dad when she was young, and he was only a drug lord. Oh, I want to know is how the hell do you get a job in the police if your dad was a convicted felon for drugs? How does that work? I mean, does that happen nowadays? I don't know. I mean, maybe it doesn't really matter. Like, oh yeah, you know, my boss was, my dad was head of the cartel. His name was, I can't remember his name. You know, the guy in Mexico, him, or whatever his name was, him. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, can I get a job in the police? Yeah, you can. Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much. Oh, look, he's turned up. The cat. Brilliant. I must admit, I love watching the alligator running through the grass. It was very good. You know, it wasn't the typical kind of CGI crap. You know, it looked like it was actually there. Good killing by the gator. It looks a lot better again, like other I've watched a lot of, reviewed a lot of crocodile or alligator type films, Croc and Crocodile, and you know all that kind of stuff. And you know, you see them and you think it's obvious they're not there. I mean, it's obvious they're not there in the first place, but you know what I mean. It's just obvious. It's just that's just corny. It's that's awful. But this was pretty good. So I watched this woman, I think it's on a trailer, where she's shooting and then she's instantly bitten. And it was good editing when you see it. It's like, my God, that was pretty impressive. I was watching it, it's like, whoa. That was good. Now, apparently gators have very good sense of smell. They can find meth labs very quickly. Obviously, because they've been taking meths. So I was thinking, why not train the gators in real life? No, like dogs that they have, police dogs, where they sort of sniff out drugs. Obviously, the police dogs aren't taking the drugs, so why can't you have an alligator sniffing out drugs? That'd be awesome. I think you'll find that they won't run very far if there's an alligator walking through the door. It's like, as opposed to a dog. So the gator just attacked this dude from the floor in the hotel room. So he's not jumping around, he's on the floor, he's underneath the bed, and he grabs him by his legs and he eats him there and then, right? And he just walks back out the door, through this hole in the door. Alright, so our guys are locked up. Right, they go inside, and yes, there's a sodding flashing light from the ceiling. How? How is there a flashing light? He came in, well, first of all he was there messing around, and the alligator came in, didn't sense him there, because he didn't mutter a word, he didn't say anything, I can't remember what he did, and he walked away. And then he must have yelped or somebody knocks on the door. So then the alligator thought, oh, okay, I'll come back in again. So he came back in, grabbed him by his legs, swallowed him whole, and then went back through the gap in the door that was the size of an alligator on the ground, as it were. You know what I mean? So how did the ceiling lights start flashing? How did that even happen? I wish the directors would stop thinking this is what we all want. I really wish that in all horror films, thriller films, or whatever they are, if it's nighttime, this thankfully was a daytime, but if it was nighttime, please, for the love of God, if you're an aspiring director, do not put a flashing light in there. We all hate them. If we watch the films at nighttime, your eyes nearly bog out. If you've got an epilepsy issues or anything like that and you're watching some sort of fluorescent light giving some sort of da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you're guaranteed he's going to have a fit. And just jumping sideways completely again. I went to watch Saw 2 from the cinema years ago. And the reason why everyone was more or less throwing up, as they said in the news, wasn't because of Saw the film. No. It's because of the fucking strobe lighting. They had strobe lighting where this guy, I'm not going to spoil it for you, was trying to get out of his, because that's how Saw was. He had loads of things set up. And he was trying to get out of what he was trying to get out. And all he had is this music going, and the lights doing the exact same thing, flashing. And then people were feeling a bit queasy because you're in the screen, big massive screen, it's dark, this is going on, you feel a bit queasy. If they'd have turned that light off, all it is a guy just trying to get out of a room. That's it. So stop doing it. It'd be nice if they did. Anyway, it was an interesting contest at one point. Dante's fighting this dude, and it's not a typical fight. It's like they're standing by this barrel, and it's like a slapping type thing, but with a punch in the face. So they go, I'm going to punch him in 3, so he has his arm outstretched. And it's 1, 2, and then he punches him. And then the other guy does the same back to him. But it's not a full-blown fight, it's like you take it in turns. It's quite an interesting way of doing it. I apologise again for the cat. If you can hear him, he drives me absolutely mental. It is nearly 12 o'clock, he'll be starving, poor little lad. Now, Anna, I didn't know where she came from at this point because her accent was just one of those ones you couldn't grasp the words. There were some subtitles, so that was kind of good. One second while I just strangle this little shit. Will you fuck off? But I found out that she's Colombian Brazilian, which kind of makes sense because there were words that, without being awful, because I watched a lot of films with people with foreign accents and stuff, I just could not understand what she was saying. There was a lot of times she could, and then she'd say a phrase. I'm like, what the hell did she just say? But it's an interesting way to kill the alligator. Obviously, it does. But the amount of meth in the water, I'm surprised there's no huge fish in there because they were just dumping meths or whatever you call it into the water all the time. You know, there's so many times that the inept drug dealers kept dropping bloody bags in there, and one dropped a duffel bag in there, and then another one sort of, I think to bring the alligator close, they just sprinkle some more meths into the water. It's like, well, you do know that there's other creatures in the bloody water, don't you? Oh, let's just sprinkle this meths in there, they'll come over for that. Like, yeah, they will, and so will all the others. End credits music I like. I'm giving it a 5. I liked it. It was a good film. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed watching and listening to this film review of Attack of the Meth Gator. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me your thumbs up if you liked the video. Leave a comment in the comment box below. Do you like this film? Have you got a cat that's as vocal as mine? If you really want to watch me losing my plot, you want to watch some of my playlists where I'm just having to record for like an hour and a half and I've got him meowing in my eardrums. But there you go. Okay, well, thank you and goodbye.